Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com with me, Jim Davis, and we are all ready to go here on War of a Spark Standard. I'm stoked. I played a 16-hour stream last week of 10 new decks. Wrote an article about that on Friday. If you want to see all those, I'm playing a lot of War of a Spark Standard, and I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. Of course, you're watching this on Monday, while I'm recording this on Friday morning of last week. So this is a deck that I am considering for SCG Richmond this weekend, the first big Week 1 Standard tournament. Hopefully, you're watching this video like, hey, Jim won the tournament with this deck. I'm going to watch a video on it now. Hopefully that happens. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm playing it yet, but this is definitely my front runner at the moment. So what is this deck? We've seen a lot of the Gruul beatdown decks in the old format that were based very much on almost mono red splashing green. They were playing no Llanowar Elves, almost all red sources, 4 Goblin Chain Whirlers, and I don't think that's the way to go right now. I don't think Goblin Chain Whirler is particularly great. I think a lot of the new red cards are quite good, but need to be played in an aggressive manner. I played a mono red, kind of mid-range big red deck at the Fandom Legends tournament last Thursday. I did very poorly. This is actually Abe Stein's deck from an article. Looks really cool, not very good in the format. Map seems terrible. This deck wasn't really fast. It was playing a lot of the good new red cards in Sarkhan and Chandra, but it just wasn't fast enough to get under Nexus. The faster decks just beat me, and the control decks also just beat me. I just lost everything, basically. So, but the new red cards are very good. I think Sarkhan is fantastic. This is a great aggressive Planeswalker. It's basically a 4/4 flyer for 5 that comes into play with a Planeswalker as well. The static ability is relevant against Swarm decks. And the big thing is the plus is really, really good with other Planeswalkers, as we'll see. Chandra is a fantastic, aggressive card advantage engine. I think Chandra is really, really good. And then Domri is a card that's impressed me a lot as well. The curve of Llanowar Elves into Domri, maybe shock your creature, into Sarkhan, plus attack with Domri is awesome. So playing Sarkhan with a bunch of other Planeswalkers is fantastic because you get to attack for 4 right away with the plus ability, allowing you to have a Planeswalker on 6 and attack for 4, and use your other Planeswalker, which is really, really cool. So we're more of like a red-green monsters style deck than the Gruul decks of the last format. We were playing 4 Llanowar Elves. We're playing Legion Warboss, a very important card to get in under the Simic Nexus decks, a deck I expect to be one of the most oppressive decks at SCG Richmond this weekend. We're also playing a new ramp card in Paradise Druid. Pretty sweet card. It's a bird you can't bolt. It's got hexproof, so you play it and you at least get one shot to untap with it. And I think accelerating is very important with this deck to get our Planeswalkers in play as soon as possible. Rekindling Phoenix is still great. Spellbreaker is still great. And then we have Growth-Chamber Guardian as our early creature of choice, also a good mana sink. So one of the fears is if you're playing a few too many mana creatures, you flood. Well, we got some flood insurance here in Growth-Chamber Guardian and in Chandra Fire Artisan. 4 shocks. I think playing a card like Shock is a must in a deck like this because tempo is so important. We get the double spell. Also, it allows us to deploy Domri, activate for a red, and affect the board immediately, which is so important. Very similar to old Chandra Torch Defiance, +2, abrade your creature in the previous formats. So, main deck is great. It's aggressive, but it's also very powerful. We have Direfleet Daredevil as well. Good card against most of the decks in the format. Format seems very centered around kind of Grixis-y mid-range decks, Esper control decks, a lot of Planeswalker mid-range grind going on, as well as the Nexus decks, and then a few aggro decks. And we have a lot of tools in those matchups. Sideboard's got, most importantly, 4 Cindervines for Nexus. One of the best possible cards against them. But you can't just play this card and do nothing. As I found with Mia, the big red deck, you can't just play this card and expect to beat Nexus. This is a part of the puzzle. You need to be attacking Nexus, pressuring them, and then playing Cindervines. They have to deal with both your pressure and the Cindervines. If you only play Cindervines in the early turns and don't actually pressure them, they can find an answer pretty easily. But in this deck, it's perfect. Extra Direfleet Daredevil, 4 Lava Coil for those creature matchups, Harpooner, 4th Warboss for Cindervines, for Fog decks and control decks. Brontodon's kind of an extra hedge against both the Nexus decks as well as Mono Red. The one scary thing about Mono Red is we can answer their early rush pretty well, but Frenzy is still really good. but it's hard to bring in a card like Cindervines against mono red because it just doesn't do enough. Brontodon's a great blocker too. So very good against mono red, and then 2 Tyrants to really make sure our control matchup works well. We can ideally use our early creatures to draw the Kaya's Wrath, slam Carnage Tyrant, and beat their planeswalkers. So I am very excited about this deck. I actually built it last night. A lot of times it's funny, you know, people ask me, Jim, what are you playing in the tournament this weekend? And it'll be a Thursday or Friday, and I'll say, I don't know yet. But what it comes down to a lot is you play all week, you play a bunch of different decks, then it comes to Thursday or Friday, and you kind of take what you've learned and can apply it. Like I said, I built this deck last night, played 1 match against Nexus and crushed him, and I have a very good feeling with this deck based on everything I've learned all week. It's aggressive, it's fast, it's powerful, seems good against Nexus, and pretty excited about it. Not excited about this hand, though. While it has 4 lands and 3 spells, we have essentially no curve, no removal, and even though we have Warboss on the play, we're not really doing anything else. If this second Sarkhan was a Chandra, I'm a little more excited, but I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. It's very important for this deck to get a powerful start, and this is a pretty slow start, so we're going to mulligan. It's better. Definitely better. Opponent mulligans also. Shock on top. We're going to bottom this. I do like the idea of playing Paradise Druid into Domri Shock, but we don't know if Shock's going to be good. Don't have any actual red sources if our Paradise Druid dies, so we're going to play it safe here. Alright, so obviously I wish we still had the Shock, but mono red's a tough matchup for Paradise Druid because Chain Whirler is very good against it. Our hand is not very well suited against mono red. Okay. Interesting. So we could go Domri into Paradise Druid. That obviously gets blown out by a Goblin Chain Whirler. If I just cast Legion Warboss here, it's very likely he gets lightning struck or shocked. So that isn't very good either. We can deploy Domri. He would go up to 4 loyalty, and then just act for 3. I mean, the big fear here is Chain Whirler really making a mess of things. Thankfully, we drew the red, so we have our mana sources. I'm going to Domri here, and I'm going to attack for 3. And if they have Chain Whirler, hopefully we draw a land and can deploy Sarkhan. If they don't have Chain Whirler, great, but
come and destroy.
okay, so they definitely have Chain Whirler. Oh.
Oh, please, sir, give me some more. No, I'm not finished with you. Not by a long shot.
No. Okay, no Chain Whirler. Interesting. Okay. So Domri's trading for a Lightning Strike and a damage is fine. Phoenix is not great here. It's still a 2-for-1. But, yeah, I think we're going to play it, actually. We Phoenix here, they can just, like, Lightning Strike it and then Firebrand it. But our other plays aren't great. I mean, Warboss here is not bad. Unless they have a Shock. If they had a Shock, I guess they would not be. They could have shocked my Paradise Druid. It's also possible that this will die, so playing Phoenix here is probably safer. Yeah, we're playing Phoenix here. Maybe Wizard's Lightning also. That would not be good for us. Alright. You're unfortunately light on answers to this team if it gets to a 4-4. Land for Sarkhan. shock. That is a turn too late. Alright. I think we're just going to Warboss here and attack with our token. I only have 2 cards left. They don't have Wizards. I guess they could have Wizards Lightning. Really need to deploy this Sarkhan. Getting the first token is really nice out of your Warboss. Really ensures some value. If they untap and kill it, it's okay. Druid's got hexproof. If we need to shock, we can. If we draw a land on a Sarkhan, so that hurts so bad. Yeah, that's really bad for us. Chainwhirler is definitely pretty good against us. There's no doubt of that. Yeah, it's not too shabby. Pretty good draw there, honestly, because now if we draw a land, it can deploy Sarkhan, make a 4/4, and they're out of gas. Might be alright. I mean, they probably have spells in hand, unfortunately, but hopefully it's not light up a stage. Oh, that's pretty good. Can't draw a land, though. I don't think we can afford to take another 3 damage, probably just jump blocking your Llanowar Elves and hoping to draw a land. Flooding a bit. Domri's actually not bad. We can Domri, attack with Paradise Druid, and then fight Chainwhirler. If they have a burn spell, we're in trouble. They have burn spell, we're in trouble anyway, so.
You got it.
Alright.
You haven't seen the last of me.
So maybe it was greedy alright, sure. Maybe that was greedy. They had a burn spell, I didn't feel like we were winning anyway. We could have just fought it straight up. But they would have had strike and shock anyway and just killed us, so it felt like if they have a burn spell, we probably couldn't win there. So kind of a tough game where we didn't really draw. We just kind of were a little short on actually playing Sarkhan, never got casted, obviously. Sideboarding is pretty big here. Our Paradise Druids have to come out against Goblin Chainwhirler. It's just not good enough. Brontodon's great. 4 Lava Coils and a Daredevil for sure. Our War Bosses are weird because if we can get the immediate value out of it, it's pretty good. But they're not great. I think I'm pretty happy cutting the War Bosses. And then we're pretty fine here. So we have enough card advantage. We have enough early beats. We have a lot of removal spells. And now we're not as vulnerable to Chainwhirler. Still gonna leave our Llanowar Elves in, but I think I'm fine with this. Sure. Needs a little gas, but our deck's got plenty of gas in it. And they're mulling to 5, alright. Excellent. Love trading 1 for 1 when your opponent mullions to 5, so. Okay. We are not going to deploy Growth Chamber Guardian yet. They clearly have a hand that's probably a couple like lightning strikes, things like that, and not a lot of threats. No reason to play this into it. We can just wait. We can bide our time. We have lightning strike to play. We're under no pressure or no duress. We can just chill. We draw a land. We can play it with mana up, and now if they want to kill it, we can adapt in response. So, plays too. They have a Lava Coil. It's fine. They want to 2-for-1 themselves. It's also fine. They're already down two cards, so it's important to understand when you want to just use your. That's pretty good. Try and protect your threats or use them to just drain your opponent of resources. I almost like just Growth Chamber Guardian adapt here. Well, they can't. I think they got a shock, I guess. Yeah, never mind. We're just going to Lava Coil, Growth Chamber Guardian. If the Guardian dies, we still have Sarkhan. We're going to get a Lava Coil. Let me just play land as they go. It says that this goes to 2. I play the Guardian and they kill it. We just have Sarkhan. The Guardian is pretty good. Yeah, we'll just let it go. With strike available, we can at least affect the board. We're at a very safe life total. They're flooding pretty bad, and we'll get a 5. So, all right. So yeah, we'll just Sarkhan here.
We begin.
What's so funny? Something funny? Did I say a joke? Sure. Just another 2-for-1.
There is no peace in defeat.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically a game. Gotta assume my opponent has Frenzy in their deck because they haven't conceded yet.
No problem fire can't solve.
Chandra's cute, but pretty sure we're just attacking them. Attack Chandra, we take. I guess we just take. We can't kill it with one attack though. Yeah, we should attack them. I guess we got a Spellbreaker hasted there. I really like making 4/4s against them because they're much harder to kill. Not going to play our Guardian into their shock. Just have Lightning Strike to use on their turn, which is great. They're currently dead on board. So, I mean, their hand's pretty bad there. So, now we're on the draw. Nothing changes, I think. I kind of want a second Brontodon on the board, honestly. Brontodon's just really, really good in a matchup like this. Just good sized body with great insurance policy against Experimental Frenzy. Yikes. Alright, I mean, Spellbreaker is very good against them. Just playing a 4/4, and then we're on the actually we're on the draw. We can keep that. Sure. Usually pretty easy to figure out if your opponent has Chain Whirler in their hand or not. If they bolt the bird, they don't have a Chain Whirler. If they do have a Chain Whirler, they usually want to wait. Okay, that's cool. Lava Runner go. So that definitely makes you think that you don't have a Chain Whirler. I think I'm pretty happy to deploy my Llanowar Elves here and play Stomping Ground tapped. I don't want to Lightning Strike a Lava Runner. There are bigger fish to fry. And if they have... Oh, I misclicked. Still. Alright. That sucks. If they have a Chain Whirler, then... Let's hope that 2 life doesn't cause this. I do wish that the graphic for the dual lands... there was an image of a card tapped over enters tapped, and an image of a card untapped over pays 2 life. I feel like it would just be easier to glance at. Alright, that's pretty good. I also think I should have Lightning Struck for that Chain Whirler that turn. I'm playing the 4/4 tiers. Even if they don't have Lava Coil, they can just attack and do it anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna say go here. That's a new card. Heartfire. Okay. That's definitely a new one. It's a pretty wild shock. Okay. I guess it was a lab stage card. It was a lab stage card. Okay, my bad. Alright, this is scary, but not the end of the world. We need to make as much progress as fast as possible. We're dead to many cards in their deck. So I think we're just playing Chandra here. If they draw a burn spell, we're dead. If they draw like a random creature, they can attack with both. We go to 1. It isn't even that bad. We have to make some sort of forward progress here to kill them quickly. So Chandra into Sarkhan does that pretty well. That 2 life is really going to matter. That really stinks.
I know. I am. This is just going to be bad for you.
Any instant just kills us anyway, so... Sure.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Alright, if we Sarkhan and make a dragon, the next turn we attack for 4, 8, 12, and we just kill them. Alright, so they have 1 turn to kill us. We're 2, and they have many, many outs, but...
Behold!
Don't kill me. Oh, like half their cards kill me? Shock, Lightning Strike, Wizard's Lightning, and less than that, I guess. Pyromancer. They have a couple redraws. I guess Heartfire kills me. Interesting new card. Pretty aggro card. Alright, sweet. Thankfully, the 2 life did not... Like, the 2 life was everything that game. If we were at 4, very few cards actually kill us. So, didn't get punished for our misclick. That's good. Mono red doesn't seem great for us. Game 1 seems a little tough because our Paradise Druids are so vulnerable. But we have a lot of big things and a pretty fast clock. Typically, the bigger red decks are good against the smaller red decks because your things are just bigger. Like, Spellbreaker being a 4/4 is just pretty awesome. But if they have good chain rollers and stuff, they can kill us pretty quick. We can keep this. It's obviously a little awkward because we can't actually cast any spells without drawing a land, but we can draw a land, a Llanowar Elf, Druid on the draw with a removal spell. We're going to keep. We also have a possible Domri into Sarkhan curve. Reading pool. This is Nexus. It's a little tough because our hand is not fast, but some sort of Bant deck. Okay. So, feels like it could be a counterspell of some kind. I guess they have 2 Temple Gardens. I think we're just playing a 4/4 here. I guess we could just play Domri. Play Domri. We have 5 mana next turn. It's hard to tell what they're doing, honestly. Let's play Domri. Domri also turns off future counterspells.
Duels are professional. We won't answer to other guilds.
That's certainly fine by us. It's actually great for us.
Rise again.
Now I have a nice tempo positive play next turn. I can lightning strike this and then play Spellbreaker. Pretty sure I want a 4/4. 5/4 technically, but sure.
I'll be back after I've licked my wounds. You'll see.
Alright, the second Sarkhan is not amazing. We still have Phoenix here, which is great. Then we just start by slamming. We just play Phoenix. They're pretty happy to just keep putting stuff on the board. Any land is a great draw. Most spells are great draws. We have the board currently. We're pretty happy. Shocking into God turns. This is Gabby Spartz's deck she played in Fandom Legends, I believe. This is pretty good. I think we need to attack with both and probably just trade 2 for 1 with God Eternal. Double strike deals the damage, then deals the damage again. We shock it. Yeah. Can't really allow them to untap with this card. So first strike damage, then regular damage, yeah. By the time they get back to it, it hopefully won't matter. Like shouldn't be that good against us, but I guess we only have 2 lightning strikes to kill it. Our shocks don't kill it. Merfolk Skydiver. That's a magic card. Definitely making a dragon. We're just slam jamming here.
What know you, dragon? Come to me.
Sarkhan was a man. He was a dragon man. Sarkhan. Okay. That's a new card. Flying Trample, put 2 counters on a creature, dies, proliferate, then proliferate again. It's pretty good. So it takes 1 from the
Watch this.
thing. I think that's fine. They're at 6.
How could I have lost?
So we don't really have like great attacks here. Sarkhan can make another dragon. We could just Chandra. Finds a Lambing Cast Druid also. They can't really attack Chandra because they'll just die because they're at 6, which is pretty good. Yeah, I like that. And also, like, Sarkhan can make Chandra attack out of nowhere, which is cool.
Let's do this.
Cool.
Oh, it's you burning.
I guess they have Oketra back now, but it makes ground creatures, or ground creatures is good too. Alright. Warboss. Not particularly great here. They have 2 big flyers.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Unless they have a direct answer to Chandra, like we did, the ultimate just basically kills them, which is pretty great. We're just playing everything. We're gonna play a post-combat Sarkhan and make a dragon. Sarkhan was a man.
You will feel the lick of my flames. Your
Like,
end
this is the thing that I like about this deck. I mean, it's very aggressive, but look how well we're grinding here. You know, like, our opponent's playing, like, Hydroid Krasis and all these grindy cards, and we're just, like, sticking right with them, which is pretty nice. Like, if we want it, we have 4 flying attackers next turn, while still plushing Chandra. Chandra's just really, really good in an aggressive shell like this because, right, you put them in a spot where you deal some damage early, they start to stabilize. Normally, once they stabilize, if you play a Planeswalker, they can just kill it. But they can't kill Chandra, they're taking much damage. So, Chandra's really good. Big Chandra fan. Alright, so I like this Bant, like, creature-y, mid-rangey deck. I definitely don't want Direfleet Daredevil. I don't think I want this many shocks either. I definitely want these Lava Coils on Warboss because they don't seem to have any like real direct removal. Honestly, Growth Chamber Guardian doesn't seem very important in this matchup. It seems like the ground's going to get gummed up anyway, and they have their Deputy Detentions to mop them all up. So I think I'm a little interested in Harpooner instead, maybe. Harpooner can take down those random... Excuse me, sorry. Take down those random flyers, and then take down the bigger flyers if necessary. Probably have Lyra, too. which is pretty good. So I think the Growth Chamber Guardians are going to go. Oops, I say go, and I'll come back in. And I'm going to take out like 2 shocks. It's funny, I just caught a Harpooner. We're not playing any Collision Colossus either. That card would be really good in this matchup. Either to kill large flyers or to just trample through. But let's try this. We also don't know if they're playing like mana creatures or not, so our shocks may actually be good. But one of the fun parts of new formats is just trying to figure out what the hell's in your opponent's deck, you know? Alright, that sounds good. Obviously love a Llanowar Elf, but alright, sure. So now we obviously wish we had those shocks back. We're gonna just, man, we could Lava Coil this, but we gotta save this for better things, I think. Also, it's really easy to kill this with Domri, so. Alright, yeah. I think those shocks coming back. Oh my god, the shocks are coming back in. Alright. So I could Domri here and fight to kill the Incubation Druid, but then I just lose the Domri. I'm going to get the Warboss in play first. They can't really block. Then I get to untap with much more stuff in play, and then maybe Domri. I guess they could adapt this next turn too, but this is a pretty good start for them, especially given the fact they boarded shocks out. Guardian's fine. I think I want a Domri fight the Incubation Druid. Then we can chump block the Guardian on the way back. We're gonna like bluff shock though here. We could also just cast. We could plus and just cast a spell. Nothing I want a Lava Coil though, and I want to get rid of this Druid before they have the ability to pump it.
My wild beasts will bring your comeuppance.
Constraining their mana is definitely important because they just keep having 4/4s. The limiting factor on Growth Chamber Guardian is mana. So, Deputy of Edge. Sure. Alright, so we will keep Domri alive. Okay, that's interesting. We definitely want a Lava Coil of a Deputy. And then if we Lava Coil the other Growth Chamber Guardian that takes the chain away, I really want to kill these Llanowar Elves, honestly. They're constrained on mana at the moment. It's also nice how good Warboss is with Domri. It's just so good. Right, let's just start there. We have 3 other mana this turn. It's going to be very hard to defend Domri this turn. I think that's okay. I think we just play a 4/4 Spellbreaker and say go. I'm not chump blocking to save Domri. I don't think Domri's that important. I could just plus Lava Coil this Guardian. and then chump block the other Guardian, but I think it's... I think we can battle through the 4/4s here. It's not that big of a deal.
Have at it, boys.
I've lost so much already. I won't lose more.
Vigilance and Reach.
You think nature is kind?
Oh, look. Good one. So we don't know if this is a creature or not. That's interesting. Shock was a pretty good draw. Now we can really interact now. Jeez. I still want to kill these Llanowar Elves in some way. Let's we can coil the 4/4, make some attacks. We can obviously just get in. Yeah, a lot of options here. We have 5 mana. Just playing Phoenix is pretty good too. Alright, let's... I need a second. Timeout. Alright. Just move to combat. I don't know how thrilled I am about this, but honestly, I'm really complicated and I don't have time to think about it. Like, I know I want to kill Vivian. Okay, so this is fine. I don't mind this trade at all.
Not again.
We're also just like, every time a goblin lives, we just have a bigger army, which is great.
Oh, I wish you could see your face when I've beaten you.
I think playing Chandra there is also defensible, but I kind of wanted to shock a Llanowar Elf, honestly. I guess we could just shock a Growth Chamber Guardian if you try to adapt it. I guess we'll just wait. Sure. No doubting the power of Rekindling Phoenix. The good thing, too, is that, like, a lot of decks in the format aren't great at killing creatures. A lot of, like, new Bant decks coming out. Nexus can't really kill creatures. Like, and a lot of our creatures live. They're just really, really good. So, 2 up. Also, there's always the old adage of week 1, you want to ask the questions, not try and have the answers. It's hard to know what people are going to bring, but killing people is often the best defense. You know, playing control deck week 1 can be tough. I actually have done that a lot, though. I have played control decks week 1 a lot because the control decks were just like almost in a backwards way presenting the threat of I don't have any creatures in my deck. You know, can you beat me? Do you know how to beat me yet? Kind of thing, but yeah, being the aggressor in week 1 is usually a very good idea. Sweet. I guess the kind of hand I'm stoked about. Turn 3 Chandra. Kill a creature. Take over the game. We're gonna shock this. I know it's just a Falcon. A lot of the 2-drops aren't shockable anyway, and keeping them down on critical mass is important, and our next 2 turns are scripted. So, obviously it feels not amazing to shock a Rustling Falcon, but it's very important for us to get our Chandra down defended as possible. This card's really good, by the way. If you're interested in playing White Weenie, this card's fantastic.
you burning.
Yes, you are very sassy, Chandra. We get it. Angsty. Oh. Well, that's the worst thing that could have happened to us. Marshall gets him exactly enough to kill Chandra, and now we have actual nothing. So, we are probably dead. Yeah, we are definitely dead. Alright. White worries me a little bit without Goblin Chain Whirler. Tapper's pretty good against us too, but it is cool if a Tapper can't tap the dragons that Sarkhan makes though. Oh my god, yeah, we're dead. So dead. Yeah, I couldn't be better. Alright. Alright, so against white, what do we want? All 4 Lava Coils for sure. I actually like Warboss against white because I can't really remove it very well. If I can just get like a token or 2 out of it, it's pretty good. On Brontodon too. We don't want Direfleet Daredevil. And we can shave down on Planeswalkers a bit. Because we have a lot of cards to board out. Could just cut the Warbosses. Yeah, I guess we'll cut the Warbosses. We have 10 kill spells is a lot. And getting a Warboss down early and then just killing things is a decent plan, but I guess they've also shown us multiple 1/2s for 1, which is very different. If they have 1/1s or X1s and they can't block the token, getting that first token in is really important. But if they have a lot of 1/2s, then yeah, we'll try it without it. Could also bring in the Harpooner, but they showed us the Falcon. I don't know how many Falcons they're playing, but if you ever kill a Falcon with a Harpooner, it's a pretty big blowout. Let's try this though. I think Domri's still good. If we got into untap with that Chandra, maybe we would have just drawn 2 lands and lost anyway, but I mean, this hand is absurd. Turn 2 Domri in the play is pretty great. Don't have the shock for the absolute nuts, but
You think I'm crazy? Wait till you see my mates.
okay.
Now you're getting the spirit.
Okay. Protecting Enforcer is pretty big, because Enforcer is pretty good against us. So we can just play like Phoenix and then Llanowar Elves here, honestly. Yeah, it's fine. Game Tribunal is pretty bad. Obviously, if a tapper can tap it, but then I can't flip landing anyway, so.
They can only punish you if they catch you.
Uncounterable pink. Trying to think what a good Sideboard card this matchup would be. Alright, so we have Strike to kill the Marshal, which is huge. We can also fight with the Domri, too, to kill something. I don't know if we need to do that, though. Probably just... Is there... I don't think there's anything that punishes me for waiting. I guess they could have Venerated Loxodon. That'd be a card that would punish me for waiting to kill the Marshal. Yeah, we're just gonna plus. Let's attack. No fight.
Come and destroy.
Oh, I guess that wasn't a great. protecting their enforcers. This card's really, really good, especially against us. Definitely a very real Magic card. It looks like a silly limited card. It is not. This is a real Magic card. I was playing this card in White Weenie. I also played that card in Alright, so I can't let them. I can let them attack. They would attack with these 3, maybe. I can let them attack. It's fine. Like, their attacks just aren't great, you know? It's cute. I think I trade a Llanowar Elf here. I think I just strike this thing so they don't gain the life. It's also possible they have Venerated Locks it on post-combat or a Conflict Tribunal, so let's just try and turn that off. We're a little all-filler, no-killer here. And we have a lot of mana, and we don't have like Sarkhan or a lot of our big payoffs. We have a Phoenix, but drawing like Growth Chamber Guardian, Sarkhan, Chandra would be pretty nice here. See? Shock. Alright, so we're definitely going to fight the Law Rune Enforcer. Actually, I guess we can't, because they can sacrifice the Bodyguard. And if I shock the Bodyguard, they just sacrifice it. That's pretty annoying, actually. Okay. Can we just plus and shock the Bodyguard? Try and set up to fight the Enforcer next turn. We can double block the Veloxodon if we have to. Alright.
They can only punish you if they catch you.
I guess Siege Gang would be good in this matchup, but that could be a possible sideboard card. Siege Gang's obviously very good against this deck. Okay. Big draw here. Something good. Damn. One short. Okay. We're definitely fighting the Law Rune Enforcer this turn, so unfortunately we're not going to have the mana to pump it. I guess we could just not fight it. We played 2-2, we fight the thing. I guess I don't have any good attacks on Domri. Domri goes to 3, which is fine. Actually, that's fine. Alright, we'll just fight. So, fight here.
Ravnica deserves its demise.
I like this small child trying to be evil. It's very, very edgy. He has a mohawk. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Bolas. Mom will hate that.
Oh, you trying to knock me down?
Look how edgy I am. Alright, so that's annoying, but fine. I mean, now we have a Growth Chamber Guardian chain going, which is cool.
We won't answer to other gifts.
I think I'm pretty cool with attacking here, and then letting the Domri die. If they want to trade 2 for 1 here, it's fine. I mean, that's not 2 for 1 technically, it's just 1 card, but... And we have Lava Coil to mop up next turn. We draw a spell, we're happy. You draw a land, we can adapt and Lava Coil. They have to attack both here if they want to actually kill it. Looks like I just trade. It's pretty good.
It is good to see you. Look how far you have come.
Sure. So I would take a land here.
No, put me back in.
That's the actual worst possible draw in the entire deck. But that's okay. Alright, we attack at both. They double block 1. They can get back a couple things. I think we're ignoring the Ajani at this point. So if I attack with both, they double block. I kill 1, get in for 2, and play another Chamber Guardian. I think I just attack and adapt. Actually, I could just not adapt to play this and play. Like, I have to leave mana up so they can't block this effectively. If they both block here, that's fine. We're not going to adapt. And I think we're just going to coil the other one and play another Guardian. That's kind of weird. It's like we're letting them double block, but then playing coil post-combat. But given the fact they have a Johnny in play, and they couldn't block this thing otherwise, I guess I could have just attacked with just or Lava Coiled, I would just a 4/4, then play with 2/2, but then it doesn't die. So I want their creatures dead, basically. Alright, that's pretty good. They have multiple creatures. Ours are still bigger. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're at 9 permanents, so they could return something here to get City's Blessing.
You are capable of more than you assume.
Attack them with both. They block 1 on each, probably. I adapt the one, killing the 1/4. I lose a Guardian. They lose Tithe Taker. If I attack with just 1, they can double block it. Yeah, I'm gonna attack both. You have 1 Guardian left, right? Could also pump the other one and just put them to 1 and trade with the Tithe Taker, but I don't know if I have a lot of ways to finish. I should just kill the Stubborn before it's a 4/4 or a 5/5 next turn, and killing Tithe Taker just gives them a creature anyway. Yeah. Putting into 3 is still good. I have like the haste creature, I have lightning strike. They are going up on a Johnny here, so it does ultimate next turn.
Born of struggle.
It's kind of a problem.
I will not kill, but they will.
I mean, fortunately we gotta draw a spell here. think we're in trouble. Might have played this game badly. Maybe we could have pressured Johnny a little bit. Just felt like we could finish him off if we just drew a good spell or two, but didn't really work out like that. We're not dead yet, but it's gonna be like a turn or two. Oh my god! All right, now we're dead. If we drew Sarkhan, we're actually in pretty good shape because they can't attack through it. They can't attack, but Fenwich Marshall, best possible draw step, not close. I mean, we drew the Sarkhan. Now we draw a way to kill the Marshal. We're kind of okay.
No sword can pierce my magnificence.
So I guess it's got to be like another Sarkhan next turn.
Come on. I will consume. Listen to them roar. Only human.
That is not another Sarkhan. Alright. Yeah, the Marshal was brutal. Maybe we could have played this game better. I'm not sure. I have to go look at it. We were like reasonably ahead, but just like couldn't really get anywhere. They answered our one big threat. Am I dead? Yes. Oh, 6 there. I saw 4, but there's 6. Alright. I think that could use a little bit of help against white, but 2-1. Whoopee. It's good. It's a little help, but it's good. It's pretty insane how good Chandra Torch Defiance was, thinking about it. Thinking about how good Chandra Torch Defiance would be in this deck. Like, new Chandra's good, don't get me wrong, but... Alright, well... Hopefully you are a Bant deck that doesn't have removal spells. Quench? We just got quenched, folks. Quenched. Alright, well, not getting quenched this time. What's going on? Is there a weird, like, Reclamation control deck or something? I guess I'm playing around Side of the Wreckage. Sure. It's possible this is a Nexus deck, but Frilled Mystic? Alright. Are they dead? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah. All their lands untapped. I'm stupid. Why do I think their lands... yeah, I'm an idiot. Alright. Alright, it's fine. I think we trade off at this point. Yeah, playing yourself before combat was really dumb. Probably didn't need to do that. Alright. Bant flash stuff? I guess. So you're telling me there's a chance, I guess. Unless they have absorb, which they probably do. Probably isn't a chance.
Hold that thought.
Well, I think it started well. Alright, sure. So they have actual Wraths. Let's cut Direfleet, Daredevil. I guess we're cutting our Shocks. You want the Warboss and the Brontodon. I think you want Cindervines. I got the Lightning Strikes too, I guess. Bringing 2 Harpooners. I don't know. I don't even want Cindervines. Like, it kills Reclamation. They might have Azcanta. I don't know if I want these Lava Coils or not. Shave a Sarkhan. Maybe like 2 strikes, 2 vines. Like, I don't like Cindervines against control decks unless you're killing an enchantment or artifact. And they just played a lot of creatures too, so like... Don't want Carnage Tyrant because they have Wraths and stuff. Cleansing Nova is a blast from the past. I haven't seen that card in a long time. Sounds good. Alright, so we'll probably Chandra on 3. That Quench was brutal too. How about that Quench, you know? Like, do you play around Quench here? I don't think we can. Just ship it. Cool.
When people start screaming, I know I'm on track.
Seal away. Alright, so Cindervines feels pretty good then.
There's no problem fire can't solve.
They also seal away my mana creature, not my Phoenix, which is pretty cool.
Let's light it up!
Alright, Domri plays. We can Domri.
You call it
Chandra's just so good. I just love Chandra. And now I always Planeswalkers in play, so Sarkhan's like busted. Sure.
This is just gonna be bad for you.
Could adapt, cast another Guardian. I kind of like playing Phoenix. They can't counter it, which is cool. And then they can't Wrath next turn really either. We're kind of just like in the driver's seat pretty well. I guess we just attack. Could be an argument for casting Sarkhan here, just to try and like
Smells rotten.
not let them draw cards and stuff, but that's our goal, to get out ahead, you know. Do I want more Cindervines? Now they've shown me Reclamation and Seal Away. I need to keep being aggressive. Maybe they're better than Lightning Strike. Alright. Not sure what their deck is, so it's hard to know exactly. I'm gonna keep. It's not great, but there's 7 mana creatures we can draw to make this hand actually good. It's Resolving Domri will be really good if we can pull that one off. We're gonna rip it. They have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. Brontodon. I think it might be a Brontodon. I mean, if they had a Reclamation, they would have played it. If they have a Wrath, you draw a land, we get Sarkhan. This is fine. It is nice to wait till they have an enchantment to play until you play this, but okay. Need the backup Guardian too, so drew a land.
Feel the heat of my
Pretty nice.
to me.
Need to be aware of Seal Away, I guess, for Sarkhan. Just don't want to be getting all crazy with attacking with Sarkhan and everything. Oh, look, we happen to have 2 creatures in our graveyard. Lucky us. So yeah, we're going to kill Lyra and probably Spellbreaker and attack for 1,000,000. So we're going to gain some life here.
Demands power.
Sarkhan's pretty good. Sweet. Yeah, I don't think Lyra is very good. Harpooner has just been a pretty popular card in the format for a while now. It just answers Lyra so easily, while being like a 3/2 for 2, which is fine. Alright, so we're 3-1. Still thinking about what card would be good in the white weenie matchup. Fiery Cannonade just like doesn't really work because we have our mana creatures, obviously, things of that nature. A lot of removal spells, but we have 10 removal spells post board. Domri works pretty well too. I think I want another Brontodon. Just seems good against white weenie, good against mono red, good against Nexus. We haven't played against the control deck yet, so our Carnage Tyrants haven't done much. 2 Carnage Tyrants might not be necessary. It's pretty good though, because usually against the Esper decks, if you can get them to commit their Kaya's Wrath, they usually only play 3, and you slam Tyrant post Wrath. Things are pretty good. They do have the Thought Erasers also though, so it's kind of like a, you know, works really well sometimes, doesn't work at all sometimes. They mulligan to 6, we got a mulligan. Llanowar Elves Scry. Not quite. Ooh boy. Alright, is not great against mono red. Well, we found our buddy we were asking for, but it's probably not gonna live. Just a, you know, I guess. Brontodon's great here too. Yep. I mean, our hand doesn't seem great. Unfortunately, a lot of our cards are not very good against mono red. Are you gonna blow Wizard's Lightning here? No. Like, Domri is definitely a card that it's not great by itself. You know, it's not like a Planeswalker comes in and just like dominates the game. It needs other cards to work. Ugh. Alright, we're gonna play Domri here. They just obviously have our removal spell for our Warboss, so just try and just draw it out. It goes right to 4, so... And if it does live, we might be able to do a double spell next turn. So... Just try and get this to eat a burn spell of some kind. Cool. Like, I'm pretty happy with that exchange.
Can't finish your job.
Oh no, they're gonna finish it.
Looks like you're all mouth and no hands.
Alright, I mean, at this point, there's nothing else to do but just play these. They're setting their stop right now to kill it. They only have 1 card left, so we probably have more war bosses than they have removal spells. Oh, they didn't set it right. That's embarrassing. It's very important on Arena. You need to set a stop at the beginning of the end of your opponent's main phase in order to kill the war boss before it goes to combat. Once it goes to combat, the token trigger is already on the stack. So it's not a mistake you want to make. Interesting. Could just play a 4/4. Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. We draw a land, we can double war boss, which guarantees a token. Gotta set those stops better, you know? Has to attack, so it's fine. Pretty fine against our army of 1/1s. I mean, show me another shock. I think we're just slam jamming. They want to double block on my Spellbreaker, it's fine. They've given us 3 free tokens. I mean, Spellbreaker's pretty good. I mean, now they have to double block, so we just slam. Alright. Opponent could have played a little better there. It's also like just understanding. It's not even like playing better, it's more just like understanding how the software works. But, alright. We want our Lava Coils, and our Dire Fleet Daredevil, and our Brontodon. We'll cut the Warbosses. And then, cut the Paradise Druids as well. Can't be afforded to be caught with those against Chain Whirler. I'm pretty happy here. A lot of 4 toughness things. A lot of targets for Lava Coil. You know, we have 4 Phoenixes, 4 Spellbreakers, Sarkhan Dragons, Evolved Growth Chamber Guardians, which is a little hard to do, but... Opponent mulligans to 6, we're going to keep. It's not great, but... I do think the deck's missing like a really good 2-drop. I think it's a spot on the curve we're a little light. Growth Chamber Guardian's fine, but could be a little better. I mean, I would like to have a play here, but... Chain Whirler, Wizard's Lighting, that's great, because they can't cast either one of those. Oh, well, now they can. That's actually a huge tilt. So now they can go land, Chain Whirler, Wizard's Lightning. That's tough. Alright. We're just playing a 4-4. We have drawn pretty poorly. All of these draw steps have been basically the worst possible. No removal spells, no early creatures, double copies of Planeswalkers, just kind of meh. It's not a great Domri matchup. It's possible Domri should just come out in this matchup, honestly. It probably should, actually. Domri is pretty bad this matchup. So I think I want another Brontodon on the board. And maybe something else. Possibly just don't even want Carnage Tyrant. We could just use Dire Fleet Daredevils instead. Which is also good in this matchup. So they get to Chain Whirler, Wizard's Lightning. It's fine. Yeah, they're going off on us. Savage game here. Alright, well, this game was close. Maybe we'll, let's see. Domri's good if, like, we can play it early, but I don't think I want any of these cards. Maybe actually Warboss is just better than Domri. Domri just doesn't seem very good. Yeah, let's cut Domri. And... let's bring in 2 Warboss. Warboss is the kind of card where you can find a good spot for it. If you just play it, get that first attack in, and get to untap with the token and a 2/2, it's actually just finding its mono red. Like a 2/2 and a 1/1 for 3 mana. And a 2/2 that has to be answered. Okay. Hand's good. Really obvious shock, unfortunately. I play this and they shock it. I think I just wait. This favors us really well because now we're playing the card they can't answer at instant speed, which is awesome. I guess that's accurate anyway, but yeah, it's easy 4/4. I want to try to avoid playing into your opponent's spells when you can. Probably a Lava Coil here, which is fine. Phoenix off the top. No. So we can just wait. Try and not expose our Guardian to removal if possible. Tibalt? Okay.
You should be flattered I decided to... My friend is here to help your pain.
I guess Tibalt is a magic guard, I suppose. Alright, maybe just Growth Chamber Guardian and say go. Like, they go to kill it, we adapt, they go to kill it again, just a straight 2 for 1. We are, like, a little behind here. Like, we have all the 5 cards, we have, like, a land and a shock. I guess we're not that far behind. Alright, sure. Guardian, go. Can't block, so just shoot it.
Oh, they're so cute.
Steamkin, sure. Alright, so we're not going to adapt. Lava Coil. Okay. Now I think we could double adapt and have to have 2 shocks. Or we can just Snapcaster... Oh, they have it. Never mind. Or you can just shock the Steamkin. I don't hate double adapt. I kind of like it, actually. If we're going to do it, I guess we just do it on their turn, right? I mean, it opens up the ability for them to have, like, double Lightning Strike or, like, Wizard's Lightning Shock, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think it's untap and, like, Snapcaster, kill their Steamkin. These devils aren't bad against, like, Daredevil and stuff, too. Let me just say go. Yeah, we'll down their upkeep, I guess. Pretty fun game of cat and mouse here. Tibalt's not bad. Actually, Tibalt might be good against mono red and mono white. I guess they're playing 1 Tibalt in our sideboard. Alright, so we opened up double Lightning Strike for them, unfortunately. So maybe we should have just done it on our turn. Yeah, you should have just done it on our turn. That was stupid. They only had 2 mana up. They have to have exactly shock. That's not very likely. I think we just screwed up. I think we just got a little too cute. I think that was a mistake. Tibalt's not bad. It's a weird thing to say, but... Alright, so we're going to Snapcaster Lightning Strike. Tibalt also plays well with Sarkhan, too, so... This card doesn't play very well against other Daredevils, but I think we just block. Like, we're never going to get much value out of it anyway. We can't just keep taking damage, like, whatever. Also, the first time I draw a Chain Roller, it just dies anyway, so... Yeah, Tibalt's not bad. I can buy Tibalt. Probably only 1, but... Steamkin, sure. Heh. Hey, Tibalt's not bad.
The only thing to fear is... everything.
Yeah, we're not going to Lightning Strike Tibalt. It's not worth it.
The ball.
Unfortunately, we got to draw some sort of threat here. We've not really done that. I mean, we kind of just punted. I think we could have got our Growth Chamber Guardian off successfully, and that would have changed this entire game. So he probably just threw this game, honestly. which stinks a little bit, but like they're almost out of cards. If you draw one big thing, I think we're fine. We have 2 kill spells. They have 2 cards. Never mind, we're dead. No, it's gotta be our Singleton Brontodon. Alright, yeah. We threw his game away. That's okay. You play to learn. It's possible our 4/4s wouldn't beat Frenzy anyway, so well, yeah, all the big ones.
Hey, over here.
So they didn't plus Chandra. Assuming it wasn't a mistake, it's because they... Doesn't make sense either. They want the card on top. They're not going to I don't know. Chandra plus Frenzy is kind of cool because you can work with the top of your deck a little bit, but I mean, we're just super dead here, so... Alright, so... Should have had some 4/4s. Might have won this game. Made an error. Got a little too cute. It's fine. I think we need to have a little more for the mono red matchup and the mono white matchup. Tybalt seems pretty good. Brontodon seems pretty good. So we have some changes to make with the deck for sure. Overall, the deck feels great to me. This deck feels awesome. Just fast, aggressive, powerful. It's great against Nexus. It didn't play against Nexus, obviously, but played against mono red twice. It's actually good because I think we played against mono red, mono white, which are decks that maybe are good against us. So we got exposed a little bit, which is great, because getting exposed helps you fix your weaknesses. So definitely think that we want a second Brontodon in the board and maybe 1, maybe even 2 Tybalts in the sideboard. I like the idea of that a lot. It's possible Carnage Tyrant isn't necessary. Against Control we have like Warbosses and Daredevils and all these cheap threats and all these Planeswalkers. So maybe we just don't need Carnage Tyrant. More testing required, obviously, but we have a lot of good threats against them. And it also, like, they might just thought erasure it, which would stink. And they have Wraths, too, so it's not like it's the end-all, be-all. So, yeah, definitely a second Brontodon. At least 1 Tybalt, maybe 2. And I'm pretty happy with this deck. I'm going to work on this deck some more. And then, hopefully I play it in Richmond and win the whole tournament. Right? That's the plan. So, thank you all for watching. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, every Monday video I do has a compendium... Is that the right word? Companion, that's the right word. Companion article on CoolStuffInc.com. You can see it right below, of course. CoolStuffInc.com. The companion article to this video goes up every Monday, as well as my written article every Friday. Last week's article on Friday was all about the 10 decks I played during a 16-hour marathon War of a Spark Brewfest last Wednesday, and I slept in the next day. It was something. 16 hours. But not going to want to miss that one on CoolStuffInc.com. Again, that was last Friday's article. You can scroll back for it a little bit and find it. All of those decks are also on my personal YouTube as well. So if you missed those, one goes up every day. You can keep an eye out for those. And there's a link to the Cool Stuff article in the description of those videos. So thanks for watching. Good luck to me in Richmond. I'll see you fine folks next week. Or next, I guess it is next week for you. Time travel. Check out my article on Friday, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, CoolStuffInc.com. Also, promo code Jim5 for 5% off your order on CoolStuffInc.com. See you guys later.